Moonlock from MacPaw takes Mac protection to the next level. This is MacVoices. MacVoices is supported by Squarespace. Get online, build your site, promote your brand, and get paid all in one place at squarespace.com/MacVoices. Use the offer code MacVoices for 10% off your first website or domain purchase. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, this time around, we're going to pick up a CES interview that was one of those that went bad. We had a great picture, but we had absolutely no sound. Not sure what happened, but it kind of upset me because there's always one chance just to meet some of these people in person, have some fun, and get some great information, and we lost that. We're going to fix that right now. I'm happy to welcome back Dmytro from MacPaw to MacVoices, this time, of course, virtually, because Dmytro, am I correct? You're in Ukraine?
Yes, that is correct. I'm Kiev.
Okay, and I'm obviously in the United States, so not quite across the table like we were in Vegas, but we do what we have to do. So, Dmytro, I do want to give you, though, before we get started, the distinct congratulations. You were the only person at CES that I interviewed that was wearing a kilt. And
yes, thank you.
And you wore it well, you did. So
not too many people wore a kilt there.
No. And so that made you distinctive. I liked it. Thank
you.
So what we talked about in Vegas is what we're going to talk about here, and that is the Moonlock component of the whole CleanMyMac, MacPaw environment.
Sure.
And I'm just going to turn it over to you and let you explain what Moonlock is and what it does, and then we'll get into some details.
Okay, sure. First of all, thanks for having me, Chuck. It's a great pleasure to be here. For the second time, every time is great. So Moonlock is one of the latest products from MacPaw. Basically, it's an antivirus app, and we've launched it in late October. So it's relatively fresh, and what our main goal with Moonlock, our mission, I'd rather say, is to make cybersecurity accessible to anyone, because cybersecurity can be quite intimidating. It's pretty complex. There's a lot of things going on. You have to keep track of what's going on to feel protected, because various threats are coming up all the time. So with Moonlock, we're trying to simplify how people use protection software, how we help people understand it, and basically trying to infuse a little fresh look into the whole cybersecurity ecosystem. Now, if we take a look at the first screen, you might see that it looks a little familiar, because the design is based on CleanMyMac purely. It's one of our first moves into integrating all our apps into one unified design, so that MacPaw customers always know and feel how apps work. It's just that each app gets its own details, its own identity, like unique icons, some unique style, but overall we want to make everything very unified and easy to grasp and understand for our customers. So with Moonlock, we have if we compare it to CleanMyMac, because CleanMyMac also has a protection module, which is kind of powered by Moonlock technologies. But the thing is that Moonlock as a separate app is a lot more powerful in terms of finding various threats and giving our customers more options to feel protected. So we look at Moonlock as more of a suite of protection tools rather than just simple antivirus. I may go to a little bit into some of the details of how it's different from CleanMyMac later, but this is the screen we start with. Oh, by the way, we also have a pretty amazing intro video that we did with live bass guitar playing. I saw it being recorded in the studio. It's pretty neat, I gotta say. So. So yeah, let's see how it works. Let's explore the how it looks like. So this is our navigation center. This is where we tell our customers about everything the app does. So one of the important things in Moonlock is giving people recommendations on how they can protect themselves, because in a lot of cases. It's not only about viruses and malware. Of course, malware is pretty scary, but it's relatively rare. There are also a lot of various different threats that are out there that people can protect from by simply following some of the recommendations we give them. So, for example, system. Let's make your system settings tighter. Let's open system protection. So system protection is a new module which is now checking our Mac settings. And here Moonlock found 5 settings that may need my attention. And so here are some of the settings that may make my Mac more protected. Here are the instructions of how I should follow these recommendations, and when I'm done with it, Moonlock will be able to see if I did it and basically check it out for me, which will also result in a better protection score and like overall the feeling of protection. While we're at this system protection module, I'll also like to tell you a little bit about our security advisor module, which is kind of a fresh thing for us. So basically, with security advisor, we're trying to educate and advise our customers on how they should behave online to stay more protected. So here are just the first basic recommendations that people would need to follow, and it's all about this idea that cybersecurity is mostly about anxiety. Have I been hacked? How do I protect myself? What kind of threats are out there? With the security advisor module, we're trying to give people some information of how things work around cybersecurity, how people can secure themselves. It's right now as we speak, it's quite an early version of it, and of course we're working on constantly adding new recommendations, also working on ways how we can make those recommendations feel more easy to consume and understand. So what's also interesting is our network inspector. Right now it's kind of like a firewall, but it allows customers to be protected. So basically, it will just cut off connections to certain countries. We also added some filters where that kind of filters are based on our own data, and just in most cases, people probably wouldn't need a lot of traffic going to Belarus, Russia, and other countries that also North Korea is also a big source of threats and problems around cybersecurity in the world. So these categories help our users navigate of how to maintain cleaner connections and not to spill out data anywhere. We also have a VPN here, which is powered by ClearVPN, which is also our own product, which isn't very fancy. It's just a VPN, and it's nice that you have it with Moonlock subscription. And of course, the actual malware scanner that we have here. It's the thing about this malware scanner and how it's different from CleanMyMac's malware protection module is that the whole architecture of Moonlock is built around system extension, which allows Moonlock to dig a lot deeper for malware that may be hiding a lot deeper than the one from CleanMyMac. Also, Moonlock has a thing called quarantine, which means that as soon as it finds some potentially dangerous file, it just puts it into this quarantine and blocks any activity around it. It just doesn't allow it to do anything. So it might sound like a subtle difference, but in reality, this is the way real antiviruses should work. Not saying that CleanMyMac's protection module is in any way worse. It protects from most of the cases, but Moonlock just allows you to go a lot deeper. It would be very complicated for CleanMyMac to use the same technology because it allows a lot of under the hood development. It would make the app a lot more complex. We have a lot more difficulties for us for supporting and for customers also, because the app may get a lot heavier in terms of processing power and other things. So that is also one of the reasons the company has decided to create a separate antivirus protection app, which we're looking at right now. So yeah, I've been checking my Mac recently and probably don't have any anything. So I guess we can move on. So yeah, this is kind of the once again like navigation center overview of everything that's happening, and yeah, in a couple of words, that's Moonlock.
So a couple things here that I want to ask about or mention. I'm really impressed when you were going in and saying you may want to tighten your network settings. You don't just give me directions. You show me pictures of exactly what it should be looking like. And I really, really like that. In fact, just last night, I was fighting with some instructions on how to do something in another program that had nothing to do with anything the CleanMyMac or Moonlock does. And it's so frustrating because the instructions say, well, it's here. The button is here, it's over here. And you have no idea, and it's not matching up with what I'm seeing on screen. Here, there's a screenshot. I can see exactly what you're talking about and where you want me to click. So that is phenomenal.
Yeah, and we had to. We had to use separate screenshots, separate instructions for various operating system versions. You have to consider that because Apple is constantly updating something, and there's always like a small difference, and so we had to check every one of those and simply add everything here. So yeah, we made sure that these instructions are going to work for you.
Yeah, but at the risk of sounding like I'm trying to sell the product, that's what makes the MacPaw experience and so much different. You guys go the extra mile to make sure, and especially in a program like this, I need to know exactly what I'm doing, or I might turn off something that I really need.
Yeah.
Can you go back though and the region part? Elaborate a little bit on that as to exactly what we're doing if we turn off North Korea. Are we turning off all traffic to North Korea? Are we turning off what we're sending to a server on North Korea?
Yeah. If you're blocking North Korea, nothing that may be coming out from your computer will get to North Korea, because Moonlock will simply block that connection on its way out. So you could also try to, well, we tried it on a couple of websites in Russia and in Belarus. So basically, it wouldn't even allow you to get to that website. Also, if something is happening somewhere in the background, Moonlock wouldn't allow it as well. So maybe if you have some, I don't know, spyware or adware that's connected to North Korea, wouldn't be able to send any data there. So it's kind of a like a pretty raw and brutal way of blocking traffic there. But we just know that in most cases, like people, our customers, we don't have many customers from North Korea. Also, we don't have customers from Russia and maybe some other countries. So so we know that people probably wouldn't need any connections there, and they might not even know that something may be happening to their computer. So that this is just as I was saying, kind of a brute force way of blocking any unwanted connections there.
Listen, I think it's great because most of us would not have any idea about how to say, I specifically don't want to send anything to North Korea. We're picking on North Korea at the moment because they're kind of an easy whipping boy. But so if my computer, if I turn that on and my computer is, for whatever reason, is trying to contact a server in North Korea, do I get an alert saying something is trying to get to North Korea, or is it just shut down and blocked, and I don't get any notification?
Yes. You wouldn't get any notifications because the Moonlock is just kind of worked out. But when you come back there, it will show you how many connections have been blocked since your last session. You might be able to see here. You might be able to see it in home. There it is. So it will also, you can go from here, and it will show you if any connections were there. Also, it will provide the detail what kind of connection was it and to where.
Today's MacVoices is supported by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for building and managing your online presence. You know you need a website for your business or project, but where do you start? You start with Squarespace. Squarespace makes it easy to turn your idea into a professional online presence without needing to be a web designer or developer. With their beautifully designed templates, you can create a site that looks polished and professional right out of the gate. And once it's up, updating it is just as easy. Change text, swap photos, add pages, or post updates in minutes. Squarespace gives you everything you need all in one place: website hosting, domains, analytics, and powerful built-in tools to help you grow your brand. Whether you're planning a business, launching a podcast, building a portfolio, or selling products online, Squarespace has the tools to make it happen. Their Blueprint AI can even help you create a starting point for your site by guiding you through a few simple questions and generating a layout that fits your goals. From there, you can customize it as much or as little as you want. So if you've been putting off creating your website, stop waiting and start building. Visit squarespace.com/MacVoices for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the offer code MacVoices to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/MacVoices and the code MacVoices for 10% off your first website or domain. Squarespace, everything you need to build your web presence, all in one place. Thanks to Squarespace for supporting MacVoices. That's great. And you say it even will block it, just a normal HTTPS request. So if I try intentionally to go to a website in North Korea, it shuts it down.
It wouldn't load for you. Yeah.
Okay. That's really nice to know. So let's go back to the quarantining of the virus part.
Yeah.
Because that too is that my initial reaction is, wow, that's great because now it can't do any harm. But then what do I do next? Does it help me remove it? Does it tell me what I should do, to what files to delete, and is there any danger in deleting any of those files if something has buried itself in maybe a program that I really do use?
Sure. Yeah, it'll alert you. In this instance, it will alert you if any malware has been found, and it will tell you like we have found this potentially malicious file or a PUA, potentially unwanted application or something. And the thing is that when it's already telling you about it, the file or the application or a script or whatever it is, it wouldn't be able to do anything. It will all already be in quarantine. So even if you decide not to delete it right now and you have like other things to do, you may not worry about anything. So yeah, it will show you that this is this was found. Do you know anything about it? If you don't know anything about it, we suggest you delete. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. Is there an active component to this? And by active, I mean constantly monitoring, or do I need to run the scans to determine whether I have been infected or have any of these issues? And if so, how often do you suggest that I do run the scan?
Yeah. Yeah, so we have various types of real-time protection, as I may say. Real-time we have real-time monitoring, which constantly the app is constantly passively on the background is trying to look for suspicious activities. Also, like the databases of the malware that we update from time to time also might trigger the app to do a rescan around the Mac. I mean, as soon as our lab adds our laboratory that are people who are finding malware around the world, adding it to our database, then transferring this database to the actual apps. In that case, the app might want to go do a quick background scan. Also, you can set up. Back home. Yeah. You can configure a scan. You can do. See, we have real-time protection. So as soon as any activity has been done, like a file downloaded or something new has happened to the whole system, Moonlock will be checking it for any suspicious activity. And also you can let me check. Also you can do. Yeah, there are different types of scans you can do, like balanced, very deep scan, which would take a little more time, but would probably find something that may be hiding very deep, and of course a quick scan, and also, so in most cases, if you set up Moonlock, it would just work for you. If you're anxious at some point, if anything has happened, you can run a scan. Also, in some instances, you can scan a certain item. If you have downloaded sometimes things happen. Even recently, something happened to my Zoom. I guess when I was going from the calendar to the actual Zoom app, some sort of file started to get downloaded to my Mac, and I was like, "What's going on here?" So I just kind of dragged this file here and checked it with Moonlock, and it wasn't malware. So I'm good for now. Yeah. So Moonlock doesn't require your constant engagement with it. You can just trust the app to do its work. We do not want to be very loud to inform people about what has happened, like a database has been updated, no viruses has been detected, or anything like that, because that's the thing that people hate about antiviruses. Now, me as a product marketing manager, I do get why developers do it, because that's how you generate anxiety or just retention and additional engagement. But it's not the way how we want to make products. We just want people to feel protected by how we're doing it. So yeah.
Listen, you make a great point, because I can think of some other products well, they may still be available, but in the past that they were constantly popping up. Oh, no threats, no threats, no threats.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, it's crying wolf a little too many times. Let me know if there is a threat. Otherwise, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
The other knock, I think, though, that's been against some similar programs like this in the past is that they were chewing up a notable amount of system resources. And the perception was that they were slowing your Mac down. And now we have Apple Silicon, and so it's probably not as big an issue, but I have to ask about it. Is there any kind of significant performance hit to run when you're running Moonlock, especially in the background? In the foreground, you would expect it. But in the background, do I even know that it's running?
In some cases, you may notice that something is off, but in most cases, it will be it should be working pretty well. The thing about performance is very important to us. Though it still is, as I was saying, Moonlock is a pretty fresh product, and there's still a lot of improvement to be done, and we have seen some issues in support about like extra resources that are being eaten out by Moonlock. Most of them, I'd say, like each one of them is a certain corner case because of certain like settings in the system and some specific things. So we're still covering it up. I mean, not covering up. I mean, we're still trying to optimize for all those configurations. That's also one of the reasons why we decided to launch early, because not too early, but I mean, we decided to it's better to launch a well-working product, and then you'll be able to polish it only based on real data, only based on real interaction with the customers. So we wouldn't know that something like might happen to someone unless like the people tell us about it. So to sum it up, performance is very important for us, and it just part of this paradigm where we try to make this software unobtrusive and just easy to use, that doesn't get too much of your attention, and that is why performance is very important for us. And in most cases, well, in my case, it works pretty well. I never notice anything. But here I cannot lie to you, because of course we had a few instances of people not being very happy. But overall we're fixing it, and yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
Listen, I appreciate your candor, because it would be real easy to say, "Oh no, of course there are no performance hits," but there's so many different configurations of machines out there, from
Exactly.
the processor to the memory to all the other apps running in the background. And I'm sorry, but folks, if you think that every app you load at launch isn't affecting your machine, you're wrong. It's just a matter of how fast your machine is and what those apps are. So it's a trade-off. that you are getting the convenience of those apps. In this case, the protection of an app. But if it's using up some system resources, probably worth it. So, Dmytro, I also you had said about the fact that your viruses are constantly being added to your database. How often does the database on my machine get updated with those definitions so it knows what to look for?
Weekly.
Weekly. Okay, that's good.
Our lab is a very I don't know, maybe you saw some of the news from Moonlock lab. We have a pretty rock and roll collective in this team. The guys are finding like new ways of finding malware. They're doing some pretty amazing stuff. I'm not really allowed to talk about it in details, but there are, of course, some of the reports that can be found on our website. But yeah, there are some cases where our team was able to find some threats way before they were present out there. So yeah, they did a lot of very sneaky research. And they were able to add some samples of viruses that haven't even been distributed around. But Moonlock's customers, as well as CleanMyMac's customers, were already protected from those malware samples, even before like any other streams of malware samples also knew about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it feels like we're in a bit of an arms race because the bad guys are constantly getting bigger and better, and they're more sophisticated, and the guys with the white hats have to be doing the very same thing. And so the days, unfortunately, of Macs being completely security locked down and the bad guys weren't paying attention to them, those days are just gone. And it's just a world we live in. You can't close your eyes to it, or you'll become a victim.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw that there were some interviews with bad actors. There are like different technologies right now that are enabling the bad actors to be even more productive. First of all, there's AI that helps you vibe code a virus or something, which is also a pretty significant threat. Also, we've seen that those bad actors employ corporate practices, like they're doing planning, they're doing like sprints, they're doing reviews of how successful some instance of a virus did work for them. And that makes them a lot more dangerous, and that is also why, as you were saying, it's important for us people, the white hat people, to adopt and to move even faster. And we're always trying to be like one step ahead. Also, we at Moonlock, we don't have a super large team, which also requires kind of the situation requires us to be more smart and to do things in a way that no one else does. So yeah.
Well, I know I've been really impressed with what I've seen from Moonlock, and now I feel like I know a little bit better about some of the things it can do that I didn't completely realize. So thank you for the tour here of what it can do and some of the background. So let's talk though about something specific, and that is the cost. You mentioned a subscription, which makes perfect sense for an app like this that needs to be updated on a regular basis. What are the costs associated with having Moonlock?
The annual subscription starts at $54 per one Mac. There are a lot of different plans, but the thing is that those plans we never cut any functionality that you have, like most of the antiviruses now do. For instance, some antiviruses may offer you like basic protection for like X dollars, and then basic protection plus medium protection plus X plus Y dollars. All those calculations are counterintuitive. You don't really know. You just want to feel protected. And this is also our way of pricing this product. We want to be transparent and easy to understand. So we have annual subscription starts at $54. We have monthly subscription, which starts at $12 per month, and one-time purchase, which is around $150 right now.
Great. Yeah, it's and like most of us would have any idea, do we need basic protection? Do we need basic protection plus?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know until you become really educated on this. And for better or worse, both the tech media and the popular media are constantly talking about just how many threats we're all under at the moment. And I know plenty of people that say, well, I don't go to any bad websites, or I don't do this, or I don't do that. And so therefore I probably don't need any of the advanced stuff. And to me, they're just they're the sheep that are just waiting to get eaten, because it doesn't take a bad website anymore for you to start having a significant problem.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely, yeah.
The website is for
the
Moonlock.
bad website or the good web?
No, your website.
Oh, it's moonlock.com. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
we also have like one of our big initiatives is try to educate people with. So we produce a lot of content where we try to inform people about various threats that are coming out there. We do it for we create content for different kinds of people. We create content for the cybersecurity community, which is kind of a pretty technical content. To be perfectly frank, I don't really understand much of the stuff that's written there. Just just the summary maybe. But also we're trying to inform people about like the different threats that may be arising somewhere around the world. Just and also like informing how to keep protected from such a threat.
Dmytro, thank you so much for the time and for being willing to come back and do this again. I really appreciate it. I think it's extremely important information to get out to people. Let them know that they have an option for protection like this, and especially from a company like MacPaw, who has been around the Mac community for years and years and years, is not only well respected but trusted. And that, there are plenty of people out there that are publishing different kinds of tools to protect you from this and that, but we don't know them, and they're probably just fine. But I'd much rather get something from someone that I know and trust. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Chuck. It's been a pleasure.
I hope we get to do it again next time in person, and I'll double check the mic.
Okay. Okay. Looking forward to it.
I am too. Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. If you are interested in this, if you are intrigued, or if you just want to know more, go to the website and check it out, because it is extremely important. Every single day, the bad guys are getting better, and you need the white hat guys on your side. Until the next time, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices, or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.